Hello everyone and welcome back to another League video. This time I'm talking about Matchday 23 that was played yesterday. Well, at least some of the games were played yesterday, so without further ado, let's get into it. So, first game was Nice versus Ajaccio. Dante scored a goal for Nice, and the biggest hero for them was Bilal Brahimi, who has scored, I believe, 3 goals in last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. So he has been playing very well for a 22-year-old. And another shout out for Schmeichel, who has played better recently, as has the Nice defense. I believe they've conceded only 1 goal in last 5 Ligue games, so that's pretty good for them, and 4 straight wins as well. And Ajaccio, well, it's rough loss for them yet again. They're 18th in the league, so it's not going well for Ajaccio. Then Monaco and PSG played probably the best match of these, even though PSG were missing. They got Neymar, but they were missing Mbappe and Messi and others, so that clearly showed. And they lost 3-1. Monaco's goal scorer were Golovin, and Ben Yedder scored twice. He has now 14 goals, and young 16-year-old Thierry Emery was the one to score for PSG. Rough loss for PSG, but understandable since many of their players were missing, and probably they were more interested in the Bayern game, which is gonna be played tomorrow. So yeah, it's understandable for them. And Monaco has 3 wins in a row, and yeah, they've been playing well recently, so good for them. Then Clermont and Marseille were playing. Marseille won 2-0 away from home. Alexis Sanchez, the Chilean forward, scored 2 goals. And yeah, Marseille has been playing better recently, although, well, they won PSG 2-1 in the French Cup, but before that they lost 3-1 to Nice last weekend. It was a home game, but they even though they lost that one, they've been playing very well recently. So yeah, and Clermont, couple rough losses for them, but yeah, maybe they could turn it around next weekend. Then Toulouse and Rennes played against each other. Stade Rennais, only goal they scored was an own goal by Rouault. So Toulouse player scored there, and Rafael Ratao, Zakaria Abouhlal, and Dalinga were the goal scorers for Toulouse. And yeah, Toulouse won 3 out of the last 4, whereas Rennes, they lost 3 out of the last 4, so it's not been going great for them recently. But yeah, maybe Rennes could turn it around. At least they should, because now they're more far away from the European places. So yeah, they should be getting better if they want to get to European competitions as well next season, obviously. Then Lille and Strasbourg played against each other. Jonathan David, the Canadian striker, scored twice. And yeah, David now is the second most goals scored in the league. He has 14 goals, as does Wissam Ben Yedder and Lacazette. But yeah, Lille, well, they've been getting better results recently, and when, for example, Rennes are not getting great results, Lille could jump ahead of them and stay ahead of them in the standings, and maybe they could get into European places, who knows. And Strasbourg are still in the relegation zone, so it's not great for them. This loss didn't do any favors for them. Then Montpellier and Brest played against each other. Montpellier, Herel scored an own goal for Brest, and then Desi Chavagnier and Wahi were the goal scorers for Montpellier. It's an important win. They have rough 2 games, lost last 2 games. And yeah, for Brest, well, they're still close to relegation battle, so yeah, at least for Montpellier it was better, but for Brest, rough season for them. So yeah, but Montpellier, great win for them. Angers and Auxerre were the next matchup. Bottom teams of the league. 1-1. Abilene was the goal scorer for Auxerre, whereas for Angers, who are still last in the league, Ravelson, an own goal for Auxerre, was the reason this game was 1-1. And yeah, both teams were struggling before this. I have no reason to think why they wouldn't after this game. Both of teams were looking to maybe get a win and something going and maybe not get relegated, but it's not looking good for these teams. Yeah, I have no reason to think as of right now why Angers or Auxerre both wouldn't get relegated. Then Reims and Troyes played against each other. Reims won 4-0. It's interesting because they drew their last game against Auxerre away from home. It was 0-0 draw or 0-0 draw, and yeah, before that they won 4-2 at home against Lorient, if I'm not mistaken. So they're really an up and down team, but they won 4-0. Monetsi, Maolida, Balogun and Cayuste were the goal scorers for them. So yeah, and Balogun now leads the league in goals, 15 goals, one more than, as I said, with David and Ben Yedder and Lacazette, who had all 14 goals. So yeah, and yeah, Reims, as I said, up and down, and Troyes, well, they're not having a great time. Then Nantes and Lorient played against each other. I've said that Nantes have got better results recently, and they have. This proves it. Ludovic Blas was the goal scorer for Nantes. They won this game 1-0. Well, and then Lorient, they're struggling, and they're one of those teams that Lille probably might be ahead of them when compared to earlier situations to when all the games are being played. So yeah, when 38 games are played, maybe Lille is ahead of them if this continues for Lorient. So yeah, it's not looking good for Lorient. They're struggling. And then the last game, Lyon and Lens played against each other. One of the games of this match day. Monaco and PSG was probably on the paper better, but this one was good too. Lacazette scored a goal for Lyon, as did Cherki, and Machado was the one to score for Lens. Lyon, well, they now won 3 out of last 4 and been getting better. The start of the season hasn't been great for them, but at least they're doing pretty well now. And for Lens, well, they haven't won in the last 4 games and probably won't win a league title. At some point it looked like maybe they could challenge PSG, but probably not now. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts about this league on Matchday 23. What result were you most surprised by and why? And yeah, did your favorite team win? And hit the like and subscribe if you would like to see more football and Ligue 1 content, and have a nice day.